Hey everyone, Cody Menz here. I have another What's New video for you. Today, got a little short review for the IS-2 Shield It that you see basically in the garage here. Got some info on 1.9.1. There's going to be apparently a mini marathon for the T34-85 for a 3D style starting pretty much today if the rumors hold true. It's semi-confirmed for the Russian server. I'd assume it's going to be for all the servers, and a little bit more. So let's dive into it. Got to keep it short here as possible. We'll get into the IS-2 after I get into basically the news. So there's going to be some downtime basically early, May 8th, basically fixing some bugs specifically in the Berlin mode, but also I believe adding in this little T34-85 3D style marathon I mentioned. We got ourselves basically the Twitch Prime care package just dropped, and all of these links you see here are in the video description below in the order that you see them, so you can click, pop over to the websites here, worldoftanks.com, Watt Express, basically Rykozet. You get some 2D styles, lots of training booklets, and some special little goodies from the Twitch Prime package here, and some missions that you can get some nice stuff on with too. Especially for newer players grinding, you get 25x missions, which is pretty nice. They start talking about 1.9.1, where once the Berlin mode that we have PvE is kind of over, and then this next patch comes, it's going to be adding this new Berlin map into the 15 vs 15 battle queue. They're also going to be adding in a lot of vehicle customization. They're going to have decals that kind of you can level up in a sense. I was initially afraid because of the whole Rubicon thing that happened years ago. This just seems like them basically adding a little bit more like pizzazz to decals and emblems, trying to monetize the game more visually instead of, pumping out premium, tanks. So yeah, nice stuff. Because we definitely have seen a lot less premium so far this year. If you think back to last year, it was about one a month. Haven't really seen that too much this year. It's been more special events, more customizations. I kind of prefer this, to be completely honest. And also adding in the option for new styles, basically you being able to customize them. Whereas most preset styles you can't customize like numbers and stuff like that, or the looks of it. You're going to be able to customize more so in the future here, and also kind of setting the groundwork for ranked battles later this year. They're going to be adding in like basically fixes and tweaks to ranked battles, which is nice, like more reasons to play it if you've already reached the league, and like bonus battles basically, and bonus rewards, for ranked battles. Now moving on to this, there's actually a new tier 9 tank that's going to be releasing in 1.9.1, at least in the client. Who knows if it's going to be a reward tank or what have you, because there's so many tier 9 tanks that are basically in the pipeline so far. This is now the Lorraine 50T. You got yourself basically the Lorraine 40T, however, with a massive turret on it and also a 120mm gun instead of the smaller gun that the Lorraine 40T has right now. This is going to be interesting tank. I think it looks pretty nice. It's reminiscent of the AMX M454 line as far as visually goes. So we'll see how that ends up. But basically, yet another tier 9 tank. We're up to a crap load, like 6 of them or something. And there's actually a bunch of mid-tier tanks on release too, like a down-tier Black Prince. I think there's a British light tank, and basically a French M4 Sherman. I'm actually thinking that we're going to see this PvE mode come back basically within the next couple months, and they're probably going to run another event maybe, and maybe you can get another tank kind of like the IS-2 Shield It. I think that would be a pretty good idea. Different maps, kind of based off of something differently instead of Berlin. Now this is where Watt Express posted basically T34-85. A lot of you guys have seen the flag 3D style, and this is basically they have some screenshots of this, of the missions and everything, where it's going to be a marathon where it's 750,000 silver, so credits, to buy it outright. Otherwise, you can complete missions in both the Road to Berlin or standard battles, and you'll be able to basically unlock this. It's kind of like a little marathon for a 3D style, which I think is pretty cool. And it's kind of reasonably priced at that too. You can get it via credits. So awesome. Moving on, this is kind of a rumor that Russian player base popped up, and it's on WoT Express. Thought worth mentioning because I thought it was pretty interesting. Wargaming talked a lot in their recent Q&As with the community contributors that they kind of test things coming into the game before they add in basically them on a widespread or wide scale thing. You know, if you've played the Battle of Berlin or Road to Berlin mode, you'll notice, so it doesn't spot already 100% outright, but it'll actually show you where they're spawned. And you kind of, you can airstrike them, so in the PvE mode, but they're kind of guessing like, what if, when we rework already, what if they fire, basically the minimap, it makes like a little ping on it, to show you where they are if they stay in the same spot. Just, basically something to think about. I think it could work out depending on how exactly they put it in, and if there wouldn't be any mods that could exploit it and then break everything, and there would be a huge issue if mods could get around that and have like normal tanks lit and stuff like that. So anyway, moving on, last but not least, so in 1.9.1, some new 2D and 3D styles. I'm gonna have to zoom in here because these images are extremely small, but T35-85 4201 Chieftain, the EBR 105, you're going to have the Centurion Mark, I don't know what that is there, and some other 2D styles. So let's zoom in on these suckers here, really pixelate it. This is the Chieftain one. I didn't see any other larger images. Here's the EBR 105, and here's the kind of 2D styles here. So in any event, let's shoot this off to the side. We got the IS-2 Shield It. Honestly, this tank I think is pretty achievable to get, even if you're not like buying any of the packages for the Berlin mode here. You can get 3, 15x bonuses if you just play standard battles each day, and just kind of use those. Like I've already ground this out for free just by playing the event. Basically a little bit on my live stream. I've been doing both standard and the Berlin mode. However, is this tank actually worth it? So a lot of people instantly like crap on this thing, like, oh, it's another IS-2 tank, why do we need this? It's a free tank. You don't need to spend anything to get it. Honestly, the gold price is pretty cheap, and most people, if you put your head to it, it's not that hard of a grind if you play, say, three of those bonus battles, and you still have, as of this video, over a full week left of this mode. You'll be able to get this tank for free, so why not? So, I have the comparisons here with the IS-2s, and the IS and the tech tree. Basically what you're getting here, the tank, a little bit less gun traverse. You also, compared to the IS-2M, honestly is a little bit better than these, but the guns are almost identical. But the IS-2M does have a little bit better gun. Armor-wise, you're identical to the IS-2M, frontally speaking, and you're a little bit less than the tech tree. You do have these space armor plates I'll get into and explain them, which do protect you against heat and also already a little bit better, which is nice for people who hate premium spam. But what you have is those space armor plates, 5mm, same gun, except for the IS-2M being a little bit better, same armor, but the tech tree is a little bit better, whereas if you compare it against the Berlin IS-2, same there with the space armor plates on top of it. Mobility, you lose a little bit of mobility, except for the IS-2M, because that's, the better tank when it comes to a couple different stats compared to the rest of them. A little bit less, top speed, and then a little bit less view range, and also I skipped HP here. You've got the same as the Tech Tree IS, however less than both of the other two premiums. So really, it's virtually identical to the other ones, but it does have that view range, which is, kind of the kicker, and, some pretty poor mobility when it comes to the high or lower top speed, and a pretty low power to weight ratio, but it's not that big of a difference. It's mainly the top speed that matters. But the main thing this tank has going for it is, and this is the Starry Night camo you can get into Twitch Prime, are these space armor plates. So they count as 5mm of armor, which isn't that much. However, the amount of freaking heat rounds, you know, that you're going to get hit by, it does help with them, and it does help with Artie, because they are fairly spaced away, you know, from the side, so it does help you with shots like that. So that's definitely kind of a plus for this tank. And I feel like the negatives compared to, say, like the standard IS-2 premium tank. So yeah, you lose a little bit of HP, a little bit of view range, a little bit of mobility, but you do have these space armor plates, which is kind of nice. And the gun otherwise is pretty much the same to the premium IS-2, the Berlin version that you know, basically see here. So all in all, like, is this tank worth it? You can get a free premium tank. Great. Is it worth it, like, on its own if you already have all these other ISs and stuff? Probably not. Like, if you don't find yourself enjoying the mode, like, obviously you can get it for gold. Getting the 50% discount is honestly a cinch. It's so easy. It honestly doesn't take that long. It's like, I think it's like 2 or 3 hours if you use all the 15x multipliers at most. That's with like losing battles and stuff. So you can get the tank pretty cheap, and overall I think it's a decent tank for mid tiers, but it's really good for free to play players and new players that don't have premium tanks, because at tier 7 getting it this easy and potentially free or really cheap, it's well worth it. In any event though, thanks for watching. That's it for this week, and I will see you guys next time. Hopefully you're enjoying the Berlin mode as of today. May 8th, we should see it pop up to where you can start playing on the new Berlin map, and you can actually earn double the experience while playing on that Berlin map, and they said it's like a 30% chance of it being basically started, so a little bit higher than the other maps. Anyway, have a good one. Thanks for watching. See you again.